Hello and bienvenue. I am Joker, the Full Metal Joker. Now, before we get started with the topic at hand, I'd like to let you know two things. One, if you do not like what has to be said, please remove yourself from this video. Two, everything I have to say is mostly opinion-based with a lining of truth. But if you feel like I'm wrong in certain areas, or I need more information in others, please feel free to contact me. You should already know how to do this by now. With that being said, the topic I would like to cover today is something that is getting on my nerves because it gets covered every few years. It gets talked about every few years, even though the studies have debunked it over and over again. Now, what am I talking about? Well, Pennsylvania is considering on putting a tax on violent video games. Why? They want to use the money to prevent school shootings. And first of all, every time this gets talked about, every time there's a studies done about this, it gets proven time and time again that actually violent video games helps reduce stress with people that have to deal with stuff with school and life, and they take their frustrations out on the game. But every so often, someone wants to push this ban on violent video games. And I know some people that talk about this go, well, we need gun control and stuff like. I'm not even going to go there because that's BS too. And I know some of you are going, oh great, Joker's talking about video game stuff. No, it's the fact that the government is using a horrible event to try and get money, to milk us even more. And do you think they're really going to renege on this tax if it passes, which I hope it doesn't? When it doesn't work and there's still people shooting up schools? No, because if you seem to notice, every time they add a new little tax, it's damn near impossible for that tax to be removed. That so-called temporary taxes are still going on today, like the whole land tax and whatnot. That was supposed to be temporary. Income tax was supposed to be a temporary tax to help the war effort, so there would be money to help pay for munitions and stuff, but it's still going on today. And now they want to push this violent video games tax because of the think of the children mentality. I'm sorry, no. How come when school shootings and stuff happens, they want to blame the gun? They want to blame whatever music the person was listening to. They want to blame the violent video games when actually they need to look at home environment, school environment, what kind of stuff is happening in this person's life. I don't know what kind of medications they were on. And no, I'm not talking about weed because I noticed that seems to be a common thing too. As soon as they found out that they had a little bit of that puff puff, they automatically assume that, oh, it was the weed that caused him to go crazy and shoot up the school. No, no. Instead of sitting here looking at the things that need to be looked at, like I said before, the home environment, the parents, the school environment, what kind of medications they are on, what kind of stuff that's going on in that individual's life. Do they really dip into that? Do they really look into that? No, they do not. But instead, they're looking at games, they're looking at music, they're looking at clothes, they're looking at things they don't need to be looking at. And now, because of this tragedies that's been happening, because they are tragedies, they're using these tragedies to push another way to dip into people's pockets. And that is wrong, disgusting, and horrible. And it is something that needs to be talked about. And I like the fact that a lot of people are talking about it. A lot of content creators are talking about it. But I don't like the fact that a lot of them are going to the, well, we need gun control argument when we need to look at other important areas. And with that being said, if you enjoy the content that I produce, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. If you want to support this channel even further, feel free to check out my Patreon and PayPal me. However you choose to support this channel is greatly appreciated. Thank you, and good luck.